Jack and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time, in a tiny village at the edge of a great forest, there was a poor boy named Jack, who lived with his kind but struggling mother in a small, humble cottage. They were so poor that their only possession of value was their cow, which had grown old and was no longer giving milk. One cold morning, Jack's mother asked him to take the cow to market and sell it for some money so they could buy food. With a heavy heart, Jack set off on his journey. The road to the market was long and winding, and Jack was feeling both nervous and sad. As he walked through the forest, he noticed an old man with a long white beard sitting by the side of the road. The old man looked up at Jack and smiled kindly. "Hello there, young lad," the man said. "I see you have a fine cow. How about trading it for 5 magic beans? These beans will bring you great riches beyond your wildest dreams." Jack thought for a moment. The old man's eyes sparkled, and Jack was intrigued. He had heard stories of magic, but had never seen it for himself. In the end, Jack's curiosity got the better of him, and he agreed to the trade. The old man handed Jack 5 smooth, shining beans, and Jack gave him the cow in return. Excited but unsure, Jack hurried back home to show his mother the beans. When Jack's mother saw what he had done, she was furious. "How could you be so foolish?" she shouted. "We could have sold the cow for money to buy food, but now look at what you've done." In a fit of anger, she took the beans and threw them out of the window. Jack, feeling ashamed and upset, went to bed that night with a heavy heart. He wished he had never made the trade and wondered what he would tell his mother. But when he woke up the next morning, he couldn't believe his eyes. The small garden outside the cottage was filled with a massive beanstalk that seemed to touch the clouds. Jack, filled with wonder and excitement, decided to climb the beanstalk. He tied his shoes tightly and began his long climb. Higher and higher he went, past the birds and the clouds, until he reached the very top. There, he found a giant, towering castle nestled in the clouds. Jack knocked on the giant door, and it slowly creaked open. Inside, he was greeted by a kind giantess who smiled at him warmly. "Welcome, little one," she said. "You must be very brave to have climbed my beanstalk. Please, come inside and have something to eat." Jack followed the giantess into the castle, where she gave him a plate of delicious food. As they sat down to eat, she warned him, "Be careful of my husband, the giant. He is very dangerous and likes to eat children. If he finds you here, you must hide quickly." Jack nodded, but he was too curious to leave just yet. As he wandered through the castle, he noticed something incredible. In one of the rooms, there was a golden harp that played sweet music all by itself. In another room, a bag of shining coins lay on the floor. Jack couldn't resist. He quietly tiptoed over to the harp and the coins. Just as he was about to grab them, the ground began to shake, and a loud voice boomed through the castle. Fee-fi-fo-fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. It was the giant, and he was coming. Jack quickly grabbed the harp and the bag of coins and ran toward the door. The giantess, who had heard her husband's roar, whispered urgently, "Hurry, Jack. Hide in the cupboard. He'll never find you there." Jack jumped into the cupboard just in time. He held his breath as the giant stomped into the room, sniffing the air and looking around. "I smell something," the giant muttered, "but where is it?" The giant searched the room for what felt like hours, but Jack remained perfectly still, holding his breath. Finally, the giant gave up and went back to sleep. Jack, with the harp and coins in hand, slipped out of the cupboard and dashed for the beanstalk. He climbed down the beanstalk as quickly as he could, the golden harp clutched tightly in his hands. When Jack reached the bottom, he called for his mother. She rushed out of the cottage, and when she saw the harp and coins, she gasped in amazement. "Jack, where did you find these?" she asked, astonished. Jack told his mother about the giant's castle and the adventures he had experienced. From that day forward, Jack and his mother no longer had to worry about food or money. They used the golden harp and coins to live comfortably, and Jack never forgot the lesson he had learned, that sometimes unexpected things can lead to great adventures and great rewards. And so, Jack and his mother lived happily ever after, and the beanstalk, which had once seemed like a strange and impossible dream, became a symbol of hope and bravery.